Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's video I'm going to be doing my 39-week bump date or pregnancy update, whatever you want to call it. It is going to be another short, quick one because there isn't much to update on this week, but I am going to also kind of answer a couple of questions. On my 38-week update, I had a comment which left me with lots of questions, so I'm going to answer those in this video. So without further ado, let's get started. Before we do get started, I did actually just want to mention this swaddle here. Now this is a Love to Dream swaddle. It's the all-in-one zip-up swaddles. I'm sure everyone and their mother has seen them around, but I specifically wanted to mention these ones because it is the month of October. It is Pregnancy and Infant Loss Awareness Month. So Love to Dream, I'm not sure if that's why they brought it out, but Love to Dream brought out this swaddle in collaboration with the Pink Elephant Support Group, and $5 from every purchase of one of these goes to the charity of the Pink Elephant Support Group. I am going to read out the who Pink Elephant Support Group are. It's an amazing charity. The Pink Elephant Support Network are a non-for-profit charity formed to support women through miscarriage, pregnancy, loss and beyond. The Pink Elephant Support Network group support women through their grief, nurture them as they heal and empower them as they move on into the future. So obviously that charity is very close to my heart, and I did just want to mention the swaddle. Obviously Nathan and I had to get one of these when I saw that they were advertising online. So again, $5 from every purchase of one of these goes to the charity, so it's for an amazing cause. So starting off with the update, like I said before, there isn't much to update on. I did have my 39-week midwife appointment yesterday. Now I wasn't seeing my regular midwife, not that that really matters, but I wasn't the biggest fan of this one. She wasn't, you know, I know she's there to just do her job, but she wasn't the nicest. She didn't really want to engage in conversation with me, Nathan and I. But anyway, she took my blood pressure, everything was normal. Bub's heartbeat was normal, and she checked for Bubby's head, of course, and she is nice and engaged, and that's about it. That's where the appointment ended. She said it was actually painful when she checked this time, actually, so that's a bit of an update. It's never really been painful, but she even said to me, she's like, take a deep breath in and out, and maybe that's just because she knows that she does it kind of painfully, I guess, maybe, but yeah, it was the first time it hurt when she was like pressing on my belly and pressing, like feeling for Bubby's head. But all she said was that she's nice and engaged, so that's about it. Another update for the past week is I have actually been able to express 4 mils of colostrum. Now I know I said in the last video that I probably wasn't going to be expressing because I didn't see a point, but after talking to a few people and doing a little bit more research, I found that I can actually store it for up to 3 months. So knowing that, I kind of felt a little bit better about it, and knowing that I know that colostrum has, don't quote me on it, but I'm pretty sure it has a higher level of nutrients and all that kind of stuff. So if Bubs does get sick, or God forbid she gets a little cut from like her little fingers or something, if I can just rub a little bit of that on, or, you know, give her a little bit of colostrum, and it will help her immune system, you know, fight that, I guess. So I have been able to express 4 mils of colostrum, and I did actually have to get more syringes from the midwife yesterday so I could get some more. Another thing that's been happening in the last week is painful movements. Now her movements are obviously getting quite intense because she's getting bigger and she's running out of room, but they're actually getting quite, I don't want to say painful because it makes me sound like a sook, and actually in reality they're not actually all that painful. They're just uncomfortable, and it feels like she's about to bust out my sides, kind of a thing. I can tell she's kind of running out of room. She's getting ready to come out and meet us, I guess, which is really exciting. I am so ready to give birth though. I have multiple messages every single day asking me if I'm in the hospital pushing yet, or if I'm feeling anything different, or, you know, when is she coming? I get these messages every single day. As of yet, I don't feel like she's coming. I feel like everyone else thinks that I'm gonna go early. I'm the only person that thinks I'm gonna be overdue, but I'm still staying hopeful. I'm staying hopeful that she'll come sometime soon and we can meet her and love on her already, because I'm so excited and so ready. This week I've also noticed a little bit more pressure down below. Not so much like I feel like she's gonna fall out or anything, but on my bladder I get these like lightning, like I guess the term is lightning crotch, but it feels like she is like pushing her way down, and it almost like it feels like I'm gonna wet myself right there and then. And I can be I was out in the middle of a shopping center actually when it happened, and I was like, oh my god, I had to stop and like, you know, collect myself, because I thought maybe, you know, I was gonna wet myself, but I didn't, thank God. I'm struggling a little bit more to sleep this week too. Tossing and turning is getting more painful. I've mentioned before in one of my previous updates that I do have a little bit of muscular pain down below. I feel like that's kind of creeping. It kind of went away, not completely, but it eased up a little bit. Now it's come back in full force and a little bit worse than it was before. Obviously it depends on where Bub's sitting and her positioning and whatnot, but it has been a little bit more intense in this past week, and rolling over in bed is the absolute worst. I think I actually woke Nathan up with one of my like moans the other night because it was hurting so bad. Cramping as well has upped yet again another notch. I've noticed it's more so after I get up to go to the bathroom though. If I go to the bathroom, I'll come like out of the bathroom and I get really like period crampy almost, which is really weird. Still haven't had an internal as well, which I think is quite strange. Everyone else I've spoken to has already had an internal by 39 weeks. I don't know if it's just my midwives that don't check, or maybe I'm just having that bad luck. But no one has checked, so I'm not sure if I'm like if my cervix is thinning out, or if I'm even if these cramps are me dilating in any kind of way. I actually watched a video last night on YouTube that said that contractions can actually sometimes to some women feel like a period cramp, which I've been feeling for weeks now. So I don't know, maybe I am dilating, maybe I'm not, I'm not sure, but I guess we won't know until I'm in full-blown labor and will actually be checked. Okay, so that's all for the update. Now I'm going to get into the questions that this lovely person left on my last video. Okay, so the first one she asks is, do I have a pregnancy waddle? And I would say yes. With the muscular pain that I do have down below, it does cause me to waddle a little bit. If you ask Nathan, he's probably going to say that I waddle a lot. So yeah, it does depend on the day how intensified my waddle is, and it like obviously depends on that pain. But I guess, yeah, at the end of the day, yeah, short answer is yeah, I do have a pregnancy waddle. Have you gotten any rude or offensive comments regarding the size of the bump? Now, I don't take offense to them, and I wouldn't say that they're rude, but some other women might. I know some other women don't like it when people comment on other people's bumps, which is totally fair enough, and I totally understand why. I have gotten some comments, but I wouldn't call them rude or offensive. People have called me massive and huge and really large for how far along I was at the time, which I don't agree with. Like, I've had some people say, you're tiny, or you've got like the nicest little bump, like it's just like perfectly rounded. But yeah, even the people that have said, you know, you've got this huge bump, I've been a bit like, do I though? Do I really? Because I personally don't think that I'm that big, but I guess some people could say that's rude or offensive, but I wasn't offended or anything like that. And any stretch marks, what are you using for them? I do have a couple more than a couple. Below my belly button, I have gotten a few stretch marks. I am not the biggest fan of them, but I mean, it is what it is. It's what had to happen to grow my baby, so I'm proud of them. Nathan does a very good job of making me feel he makes me feel a lot better about them. It's not like they're getting me down every day, and it's not like I look in the mirror depressed about them or anything like that. But yeah, of course, I do have them. What I am using for them, me being kind of a bigger girl before pregnancy, I would have thought that I would have been covered, or I would have gotten a lot more than what I have. So I guess you could say that I feel like these have prevented me from getting more than what I did. So the first thing I've been using, and I've used it this entire pregnancy since the day I found out that I was pregnant, is the Hideaway, and I'm almost nearly out, which I'm really sad about. I've probably got like 1 or 2 more applications in there. Is this body butter oil from Hideaway. Now, I love this stuff. It smells so good. I have the lime and coconut one. Yeah, with natural ingredients known to assist with stretch marks, fine lines, pregnancy, and a variety of skin conditions. This is amazing and it smells so yummy. Also, along with that, I've been using the Palmer's cocoa butter. There is one that is specifically for stretch marks, but I just got this, you know, regular one. I put both of them on after a shower. Have you done any maternity pictures or a belly cast? I haven't done either. I've taken my own maternity pictures, I guess, with self-timer. I'm not really interested in going and paying lots of money. I mean, believe me, I think it's worth it, but I mean, it's just not for me, I guess. I would rather pay for like a newborn shoot or a family shoot after Bub's born rather than the pregnancy. As for the belly cast, I mean, I would, but I don't know what I'd do with it after pregnancy. I mean, I think it's really cool to have that, like, as like a, what do you call it? Not a souvenir, but like a, I don't know, but you know what I'm trying to say. As, yeah. It'd be really cool to keep to see how big you got and hold it up against yourself, but no, I'm not doing one. Next question, do you have any embarrassing symptoms like gas, burping, or just really embarrassing symptoms in general? Yeah. I think pregnancy is just a given that you're gonna like fart and burp more. Like I especially burp more, but I feel like that just goes along with the heartburn. But I don't really think like farting and burping is all that embarrassing. Like obviously if you're in front of someone it is, but everyone does it. Like it's not that big of a deal. But yeah, it has intensified since pregnancy began, I guess. Have you ever had anyone ask to rub or touch the bump to feel baby move or kick? I have. I wouldn't say I haven't had a stranger ask me, like in the middle of the streets, like run up and say, can I touch your bump? People's partners that I've met, like have kind of, like that I've met for the first time, but I wouldn't really call them a stranger because like I know the other person, if you get me. Like it's, I don't know. I'm not offended or I'm not like annoyed by it because I love to do it. Oh, okay, her next question is, how do you feel about belly touches? I don't mind at all. Anyone can touch my belly if they want to, just probably not a stranger. I'd feel a little bit weird if it was a stranger. How many kids do you want? Nathan would say he's done. I have mentioned this in another video. I'm pretty sure it was the pregnancy tag. Nathan will say he's done because Nathan's obviously got the older 2 girls as well, and I love those girls as if they were my own anyway. So we've got the 3 girls together, and I would love, well, as of right now, I'm going to say I would love 1 more. But probably ask me again after my labor experience, maybe. How has hubby been bonding with the baby? Any tips? Nathan, actually I had this question from one of my good friends the other day, how Nathan's been with Bump. Now if you know Nathan personally, he's a bit of a hard ass. Like he's not the softest of people. But he has been amazing with my pregnancy, and I thought maybe being that he's experienced this twice before, like I wasn't really stressed if he wasn't gonna be all about my bump kind of a thing, but he has been incredible. Like he's always rubbing it and touching it and even talking to Bub, and it may sound silly to some, like it probably would have sounded silly to me before I was pregnant, but I do feel like she responds a lot to Nathan. I think babies definitely know dad. They know dad's voice. I don't know how they know, it's just some special power that they have. But I know I've noticed that when Nathan touches my belly or when he speaks, she does kind of perk up a little bit and move a fair bit actually. Apart from Bub like knowing who daddy is and her picking up on my vibes, I guess, I do think a lot of it has to do with Nathan always being the one to rub my belly and chat to it. Like she's started to recognize his voice as well as my own. As for any tips, I don't know if she means like tips on me getting Nathan to bond with the baby or if she wants tips from Nathan. I guess I can't really give any tips. I mean, it's really up to the father if they want to bond with the bump. Have you had any trouble bending over to pick things up or shaving your legs or other areas below the bump? Any tips? Yes. I have struggled with this for a while now. I find I have to squat if I need to pick anything up and it hurts. Not so much when I'm picking something up, but if I'm in the shower like trying to dry my legs, that like gets me quite crampy and it feels like I'm like squashing my belly to bend down to dry my legs or shave my legs. So shaving my legs is quite painful. Luckily I had a mostly winter pregnancy so I could just wear pants, but now it's getting warmer. I obviously do have to shave, and getting closer to labor I obviously want to shave more frequently so I'm not in there being a, you know, hairy behemoth. As for like shaving your legs and other areas below the bump, I have just found that instead of like bending down to shave, I will put my leg up on the wall. I find that helps. I struggle just as much as everyone. I haven't really found a way that helps other than putting my whatever leg I'm shaving up on the wall and shaving it that way. And the last question that she sent in was, how has sex drive and intimacy been during pregnancy? I can honestly say I haven't really had much of a sex drive this pregnancy. Nathan, the poor bloke, but I mean, it is what it is. I can't do anything about it. If you don't want it, you don't want it. As for intimacy, intimacy for me goes beyond more than just sex. For me, that's just connecting with Nathan. Like, Nathan and I will go out to dinners. We will, you know, watch movies together. Just doing that coupley things that you might not get to do for a while after Bubs is born. You know, it doesn't always have to be sex to be intimate, I guess. Alright guys, so that ends my update and my little mini Q&A. But on my 38-week update, where this girl left all the questions, she did actually ask, I know this might be something you're uncomfortable doing, but would you do a bare bump shot? I'm not uncomfortable doing that at all. Yeah, I'll do that right now. Alright guys, so here is my bump shot. Don't mind the stains on the shirt, it is what it is. But yeah, okay, so this is, what's this? This is my left side. I don't know if this is the best top to show him, but anyway, that's from the front, the right hand side, and the bare bump. You know, and you can kind of, I don't know if you can kind of see the little stretch marks there. That there is the scar from my ectopic. But yeah, a few stretch marks, but nothing I'm worried about. But yeah, bare bump shot, 39 weeks. Alright guys, so that was it. I hope you enjoyed that little mini bump shot. Well, maybe not so mini to some. Hopefully, well, I don't know if I mean hopefully, but I might be back next week for a 40-week update. Fingers crossed, pray for me. Hopefully I'm not. Hopefully I have a baby to introduce to you guys by then. But if not, then that's okay too. She's just comfy in there. But if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to come back and see more videos to our journey to baby girl. Bye guys.